The Social Security Administration is sending out checks averaging $6,710 to millions of retirees right now. And most of the people who qualify still have no idea this money belongs to them. If you worked as a teacher, firefighter, police officer, or any public servant, you need to keep watching. For decades, two rules quietly stole Social Security benefits from nearly 3 million Americans who served their communities. They were called the Windfall Elimination Provision and the Government Pension Offset. If you or your spouse ever worked a government job, these rules likely cost your family thousands of dollars every single year. In the next 10 minutes, I will show you exactly who qualifies for these payments, how much you could be owed, what the new monthly increase looks like, and the 3 things you need to check this week to make sure you do not miss a single dollar. Let's get into it. Here is what every retiree needs to know about the Social Security Fairness Act. Point number 1. What the Social Security Fairness Act actually does. President Biden signed the Social Security Fairness Act into law in January of 2025. The law repealed 2 provisions that had been reducing or eliminating Social Security benefits for public sector workers since 1977 and 1983. These were the Windfall Elimination Provision and the Government Pension Offset. Both rules are now permanently gone. The Windfall Elimination Provision reduced the Social Security checks of workers who also earned a pension from a job that didn't pay into Social Security. The Government Pension Offset cut or eliminated spousal and survivor benefits for those same workers and their families. Together, they shrank checks for nearly 3 million Americans. The repeal means affected retirees now get the full Social Security benefit they earned through their work history. No more reductions, no more offset. The law also requires the Social Security Administration to pay back every dollar that was withheld, going all the way back to January of 2024. Point number 2. Who qualifies for these payments? You qualify if you receive a pension from work that didn't pay into Social Security, and you also earn Social Security benefits from other jobs. This includes most state and local government employees, public school teachers in roughly 15 states, federal workers under the older civil service retirement system, and many police officers and firefighters. You also qualify for restored spousal or survivor benefits if your husband, wife, or late spouse worked in one of those public sector jobs. Many widows and widowers had their survivor checks reduced to 0 under the old rules. Those people are now seeing benefits restored, often for the first time in years. If yes, and you also earned Social Security from other work, the Fairness Act almost certainly applies to you or your household. If yes, and you also earned Social Security from other work, the Fairness Act almost certainly applies to you or your household. Point number 3. The real numbers people are receiving. The Social Security Administration reported that as of mid-2025, more than 3 million people had received retroactive payments. The average back payment came to around $6,710. Some retirees received much more, with reports of single back payments exceeding $20,000 depending on how long benefits were reduced. The monthly increase going forward also matters more than the one-time check. On average, monthly Social Security benefits for affected retirees went up by about $360 per month. For widows and widowers, the average monthly increase was even higher, around $1,190. Multiply that by 12 months, then by 10 or 20 years of retirement, and the lifetime value of this change can easily exceed $100,000 per household. This is not pocket change. For many families, this is the difference between a stressful retirement and a comfortable one. Point number 4. What the Social Security Administration is doing automatically. The Social Security Administration has been processing most of these adjustments automatically. If you were already receiving a reduced benefit before the law passed, the agency was supposed to recalculate your payment and send your back pay, without you having to lift a finger. For many people, this already happened in 2025. But automatic does not mean perfect. The agency has been working through millions of complex cases, and some adjustments have been delayed. Others were calculated incorrectly. And many people who never even applied for Social Security because they thought they were not eligible under the old rules are still missing out entirely. If you fall into that last group, meaning you never filed for Social Security because the old rules made it pointless, you need to take action yourself. The agency cannot pay you benefits you never applied for. This is the single biggest reason qualified retirees are still leaving money on the table right now. Point number 5. The 3 things you need to do this week. Step 1. Log into your account at the official Social Security website, which is ssa.gov. Check your most recent benefit statement. If your monthly amount has not changed since late 2024 and you worked a public sector job, something may be wrong. Call the agency directly to confirm. Step 2. If you never applied for Social Security because of the old rules, file an application now. You can do this online or by calling your local Social Security office. The sooner you file, the sooner your benefits start. You may also be eligible for retroactive benefits up to 6 months back. Step 3. If you are a widow or widower whose survivor benefits were reduced or eliminated under the old government pension offset, contact the agency to request a review. Many survivor cases are more complex and may not have been recalculated automatically. Always discuss healthcare and tax decisions tied to changed income with your doctor and tax preparer. Point number 6. The tax surprise nobody is warning you about. Here is something most retirees getting these payments do not realize. A large lump sum back payment can push your income into a higher tax bracket for the year you receive it. Up to 85% of your Social Security benefits can be subject to federal income tax, depending on your total income. Up to 85% of your Social Security benefits can be subject to federal income tax, depending on your total income. The Internal Revenue Service does allow what is called a lump sum election. This lets you spread the tax impact of the back payment across the years the money should have been paid, rather than taking the full hit in one year. This rule can save many retirees thousands of dollars on their tax bill. Also, watch out for higher Medicare premiums. If your income spikes in the year you receive your back payment, your Medicare Part B and Part D premiums could go up 2 years later through a surcharge called IRMAA. Ask a qualified tax professional about this before you spend the lump sum. Let's recap the 3 numbers that matter most. The average back payment is around $6,710. The average monthly benefit increase is roughly $360. And the lifetime value for many households exceeds $100,000 over the course of retirement. If you worked in public service or your spouse did and you do nothing this week, you may continue to leave thousands of dollars in earned benefits on the table. This money was promised to you for the work you already did. Make the calls, file the paperwork, and claim what is yours. If this video helped you understand something the news has barely covered, subscribing to Retirement Hawk takes 1 second. We post 2 videos every week designed to put real money back in the pockets of American retirees. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss the next one. Next week on Retirement Hawk, I am covering the 7 Medicare enrollment mistakes that cost retirees thousands every single year, including one tiny deadline that 90% of seniors miss. You will not want to miss it. Everything in this video is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not financial, tax, or legal advice. Please consult a qualified professional before making any financial decisions.